Burke.
What's
Happy
up?
Friday.
Friday, John.
Well, yeah. So we were chatting beforehand. Busy times. The year's definitely ramping up for me.
It gets so bad. Between now and the summer is just awful. Yeah. And then the summer is really slow. And then like between August and December is a nightmare. And then nothing happens in December.
It's like up and down and up and down. Hello,
yeah.
Brazil. Yep.
Drugs designer? Like, is that like the opposite of designer drugs?
Maybe. Who's got it? Who designs the drugs?
I mean, someone has to design the drugs.
Yeah. Well, let me see. Yeah. So, gosh, one exciting thing we're doing is we're changing around our .NET blog, what we blog on the blog, which is cool. Because normally, I don't know if you read our blog much. We do like.
I wrote on your blog.
You do. You did. Yeah. Okay. So normally we do like the PMs all announce, hey, preview 1's out. And then there'll be a post about what's new in ASP.NET in preview 1, what's new in .NET, what's new in C#, what's new in Maui and all that. And so now we're changing it around to do more of that preview stuff on GitHub discussions. And our blog posts will be more about like stuff you can use right now. So, yep.
What's up, Adam? Well, thanks
for being
welcome. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Hey, John. My question, do you remember back, I'm asking you, chat, do you remember back in the day when they'd have these like Scott Goo mega posts on like what's new in ASP.NET? Do you remember this, John?
I do, which is funny because
it's so popular.
Oh yeah. For some reason, Scott Goo would ping me when there was a problem with his blog, or like
you were the guy.
I was the guy. I mean, this was like 10 years ago, right? And Scott Goo is not like second in command at Microsoft. And I was on regular calls with Scott Goo back then. But then for some reason, whatever, was
he a PM? He was like group PM or something?
I mean, he was still high up, but yeah, he was some high up thing in DevDiv, I think, before Ash. I don't know. But he would ping me and be like, hey, my blog's down. Can you check it out? I'd like fix it. And he'd be like, cool, thanks.
What was it, like DOS blog or something, or WordPress?
It was, gosh, we changed. It was, oh man, no. It went to Umbraco, I think. And then I don't know.
Yeah.
Went through some different things. Hey, Philippines. Cool.
What's up? All know, the story of like Scott and .NET. And the story that I heard was that like he wrote it on a plane. Like the prototype on the plane on the way back from somewhere, and then just like showed up and was like, hey y'all, what do you think of this?
Okay, so that was MVC, ASP.NET MVC.
He did that too.
It's kind of true. Yeah, so way back in the day, Scott was like PM that helped get, we had classic ASP. Wow, this is a history lesson and I'll definitely mess this up. We had classic ASP, which was like ran on IIS, and it was very like scripty, kind of more PHP stuff.
Yeah.
And then they like went through some different things. There was ASP Plus, ASP NG, and some stuff where it was like going to be more it was like still COM based, but it was like the next version of it. And then they had this language called Cool, C-like object-oriented language, something like that. Anyways, they threw all this stuff together and created like the first .NET, and it was very ASP.NET focused. It had ASP. Oh man. So that was like the first versions came out like 2002-ish, gosh. And then but the thing you were talking about was ASP.NET MVC. And Scott was flying down to, I think, Austin to speak to, there was a group of like alt.NET programmers.
Oh, I remember those. Yeah, that's Jimmy Bogart and
Jeremy Miller and a bunch of
folks. I remember those folks. Yeah.
Awesome. So they helped push .NET from being, you run an installer, runs on Windows, closed source, like ships every 3 years, you get what you get, to the new kind of open source cross-platform we have now. And Scott, I got to say, man, Scott really was like all in on this stuff. He was like, why don't we open source this? Let's go. Like, was really motivated. Now, some of that was that specific demo, he didn't like write the whole thing from scratch on a plane. As the update,
No, right? But like the skeleton of the idea.
he did work with some other people. Like Alon Lipton was one of the people on the team. There were some devs that he was like working with that put it together, but he was like putting together demos on the plane and stuff.
I gotcha. Okay,
pretty cool. Hey, good question here. Why would Microsoft want to use Rust? I don't know if you saw some of this.
I saw it. Yeah.
There's been discussion about it in a few ways. One is Microsoft has moved some C libraries that actually ship with Windows, has moved some of those to Rust because it's more like safe. It's a safer C. The thing that got the headlines recently was there's a job posting to convert some C# code to Rust. And people are like, oh my gosh, Microsoft's giving up on C#. They're moving to Rust. I mean, I think the best kind of answers to this that I saw is like, use the best tool for the job. If you're running some of the teams at Microsoft run super high performance, super high volume stuff, like billions of requests, like, and sometimes, I mean, you need some managed, or you need some highly optimized code. And I think this is more like, hey, we need to write this one part in C. Now you'd write it in Rust maybe instead. Yeah, this was for Office 365 backend stuff.
Yeah.
I will say, if you check out the .NET Dev blog, we have a lot of posts regularly going up on stuff they're doing with .NET that is powering like Office and Copilot and all that stuff, which is pretty rad, I think. So, yeah. Let me share my screen because
what are we doing today?
Okay, so I'm gonna bring this up because. Okay, so first of all, we got this page, which we're going to get to in a second, but let me show you this. Dev blogs. Let's see what we got here. So, like for instance, if we look at, this is Copilot, and they use SignalR, which is pretty neat. And then here's Office RTC using modern.NET. And what they do with these posts is they'll go in and they'll talk about like in depth the stuff they're doing. And a lot of this stuff was written back with like, here, .NET Framework. And then they look at like, hey, how can we migrate this? And they talk through how they do it, their rollout. With almost all of these, they'll have like, here's a 30% decrease in CPU, like decrease in memory usage, 60% memory usage, like all that kind of stuff. So yeah, cool stuff.
Very nice.
But Burke, today, I think we're going to be talking about some things, including QR codes.
That was the plan. Yeah, we're kind of like coming up to the end here, and at some point we need to go to production, and we're like dragging our.
Yeah, I know. We got to like.
We already said we were very busy, and.
Yeah. Okay. So here is what the site looks like, and I'll put us over there. So if I go to my lists, and I click on one of my lists, this is a feature we want to implement. Is if I share my list, I can go here and I get a QR code. Now, I did have some questions about this. I would think, I get you probably
off the screen.
It's a little big.
Yeah, it's not responsive.
It's not responsive, so we can maybe mess with that.
But the idea was like if you're in the back of the room. So, Chad, I don't know if you remember this, but we used to go places and see each other in person, right?
Yeah.
And you'd actually sit in a room and listen to someone give a session. And then we had the pandemic, and we don't do that anymore. But
yeah, no, this is the best practice. I like doing this, and I still create, like when I speak, I'll create like lists of things, and I will put QR codes on my slides and stuff. So it is a good thing.
QR codes are everywhere. And actually, remember, there's this old flow chart that somebody made that was like, when to use a QR code? Should I use a QR code? And it was only one path, and it was just no.
I've always been team QR code. I like them.
Well, like, how would you signing into services on your TV is a nightmare without a QR code.
Xbox.
Yeah.
Like yep. I was one of the people that did not at all mind moving from looking at some greasy old menu that had, some kid had spilled their food on it right before I sat down. Now I get a QR code and I can look on my phone, right?
Yeah, very true.
I don't mind that at all. And for sharing like a list of links, this is I should be doing this at my talks instead of because also creating a QR code can be a bit of a pain if if you're like, I mean, like say for instance, my presentation's in 15 minutes. I really should have put a QR code on my last slide. I'm Googling around. I'm like, some of the QR code sites, the free sites, actually redirect your site through them. And then they'll say like, it's free to create your thing, but now you need to pay, stuff like that. So.
Well, yeah. So Bing actually surfaces this. So if you go to Bing and you just do like QR code, so like QR code for the urls.com. Let's see if it'll.
Let's see. I'm doing it. So I don't get that. But we're actually working with the Bing team. My team is a little bit, but we're like looking at surfacing some of their dev tools. This is what I get. I get a bunch of QR. And so then if you go to one of these, it's nice. It's a nice service, but it actually, most of them redirect through those sites and then they upsell you things. And if that site goes down, your QR stops redirecting and stuff, which there's no need for that. A QR code is just a link, right? So
yeah, that's all it is. I'm asking Copilot, can you make QR codes? Certainly. And then it sends me to qrcodegenerator.com. No,
right.
Copilot, that's not what I asked.
Yeah, no thanks. Here's a custom QR code. Yeah, exactly, right? So it's getting there, but
you can't get it.
Okay, so we've got a few things code-wise we can do today.
Yeah.
But we did talk about doing like a bake-off between JavaScript and C#.
All right, well, why don't you start with your... You want to start or you want me to start?
I'm happy to start. I actually...
Start your Blazor implementation.
Okay, so what I did is I'll show my little process here because I spent a little bit of time on it, but okay. So if I go to QR code, so QR codes in .NET, this top one is the one I ended up using. There are some other ones out there. This QR coder, very popular. What I noticed is a lot of these QR code libraries they'll generate like images on tons of different platforms. They have PNG, renderers. They get into imaging. They get into all this other stuff. And they get kind of complex. A lot of the NuGet ones actually include QR code scanning too. We don't need any of that. We just need an SVG. And so I actually went with this one right here. When I'm kind of showing my process of finding a NuGet package. They have last updated 4 months ago. It's good. They have a decent README. License is friendly. It creates SVG files, which I think we want, right? SVG is wonderful.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, it's widely supported on the net. It is responsive. It's going to give you a really sharp image at whatever size.
I would say it matters. So the really sharp image matters at any size. It matters, and the responsiveness matters. So yeah, I would say maybe SVG is preferred here.
Yeah.
I don't know, chat. What do you think?
There's not really much of a reason not to use SVG these days, in my opinion.
So is this happening on the front end, or
yeah? I did mine all on the front end. Let's go. All right. So first of all, I want to show one thing. I added an editor config, which I think we'll want to merge. And the reason why I did that, I did this editor config. Oh gosh. Now here's the weird thing. When you open this in Visual Studio, it's like, I'm going to render this for you. And it does this kind of weird
key value
UI display thing. But what I did is I said, fine, you can use tabs or whatever in C#, but for Razor file, I honestly don't know how to open this. Let me open it.
What is it, like a JSON file?
It's just a JSON file.
Yeah.
So let me open this in VS Code. Wonderful VS Code. All right, bringing it up. Here we go. So editor config. It's a dot file in my. There it is. It was highlighted. So I created a new thing for Razor and said use spaces and use 2 spaces to indent. Because I noticed, right click and choose open with and take it from there. Okay, let me do that. Thanks, Agil. Nice to see you here. Okay, so let's go right click, open with. Oh, okay. Let's do that. I don't know. Jason? Okay, that's what I wanted. So my point was I took the kind of basic stuff and then I said, yeah, so this is weird. This is not the one that I opened the one for the whole project. We actually have different ones for the different places, but this one says for Razor files, do 2 space indents, because what I found was when I started editing, it would screw everything up because you have 2 space indents for HTML. Yeah, set as default. I'll totally do that next time.
Well, why not just use 2 spaces and everything? Is that because that's like sacrilegious in .NET?
Normally in C# code, you're going to see tab 4 space. Yeah. There's a good question here.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I put it up.
Yeah. How well will Blazor meet SEO optimization requirements? Well, I think this has changed quite a bit with C# or with .NET 8 because with server-side rendering, you get kind of the best of everything.
Well, that's the question is, will the search engine, because the crawlers are like, you don't have to do anything for a React app really to make it SEO friendly. There's things you can do, but the crawlers are very like, if you go look for the urls.com, right? It comes up just fine in Google, and you see all of the information there. So the question is whether or not the crawlers will execute WebAssembly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Okay, well, I'm going to just start going. And what I'm going to do
it.
I will do what I've done in some previous ones where I've already got a pull request that I think does a decent job. And then I will code it up here. And then we can see if we want to go with my pull request or not.
Okay.
So hello QR codes. And I'm basing it on my editor config so I don't like screw up my my spacing and stuff. So the first thing I'm going to do is in my client app, I'm going to do right click. We'll do manage NuGet packages. I'm going to bring in that. So I'll do browse QR code. We want to do this guy right here. That's funny because that was not the top on the list when I searched. There were other ones I found. There was the ZXINZ, Zing, whatever, was very high rated, but that didn't work for me. It worked okay, but it wasn't great.
The only thing I'm curious about here, and we'll see, is like, how big is this thing? Because it's all happening on the front end, and I don't know. Our download is so big, maybe it doesn't matter anymore.
Okay, but now we've got the trimming going on, and also this is just an SVG generator, and SVG is just very lightweight text.
Okay, so, yeah. If that's the case, then that's totally fine. Yeah,
it's actually pretty lightweight. Okay, so now I'm going to go in. I'm going to create a new page or a new shared item. I'll call this QR code item. So I'm doing I think I do Razor component. I'm going to override it.
QR code item? I don't like this naming.
I'm going to explain why, and you can help me with the name if you want.
Okay.
I originally, when I was coding on this, I called it QR code.
And that was a problem because it collided with something, I'm going to assume?
It collides with this thing itself uses a thing called QR code.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah. So, okay. So we're going to...
QR code. Yeah. Just slap a my in front of it.
Yeah. Oh, my QR code. Nice.
You see that in all of our docs, right? We're like, implement a custom HTTP client. First of all, call it my custom HTTP client. It's like, no, don't call it that.
Okay. Create.
Yes, that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do it in JavaScript, and then we'll see who's best. This is the goal.
Code.
Igel says, yeah, you should definitely use SVG. Did I say that right? Igel or Igel? I'm probably mispronouncing it. I apologize. Fight.
Yeah, no, we're not doing QR coder. Come on. Sometimes it's so smart.
Weird. Sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. I got to bring in the using. I got to give it some more clues.
While you're doing that, I'm going to make sure I'm locked and loaded so that when it's my turn, I can take you straight to the mat.
Uh-oh. Okay. So using, okay. Create a QR code using QR. Yeah. Okay. And we're actually going to bring in a parameter here. So, okay. String URL. That works. Okay. And we'll make it a parameter. Okay. So now this thing is going to create a thing using URL. And I should have done this in a method. So public, I don't know. Override. So this is one of my dumb things where I copy and paste stuff because I forget what the actual method is we're always using. Is it on load? On initialize. On initialize the work, I think. D on to create the QR code. Okay.
On initialized.
That worked. Okay. So that's all good. It's actually going relatively well. We'll go var. And then I'm going to set a thing here, private string QR code SVG. Sure. Okay. And then now I need to render this. And I'm going to do, so here is all I need to do to render it, but I actually can match the, some colors, the color background. I did want to ask you what you thought about this. I played around with it a bit.
I like the colors in QR codes.
Okay. So I can choose my foreground color and background color. I'm actually going to bring up the ones. Let me see. I'm going to look up the ones I used yesterday, and we can see if we like those. Okay, bringing it up. And secret, don't look. Okay, it is. Oh my gosh. These are the ones I used. Okay. And I called that SVG markup, which I guess works. Okay. So that's actually just about it. There's also one magic line I need to put in, and I'll talk about that in a second. There's a question here. Why don't we do, one second. Okay. Good questions. Yeah, okay. So help me. My US friends call me Eagle. Is that the best pronunciation? You've told me this before, and I've gotten it wrong more than once, and I always feel bad. So I think I'm supposed to say Eagle.
All right, Eagle.
All right. He does amazing stuff. He does the B unit. And
nice. Yeah, what is it, testing?
Yep.
Eagle, did you used to work for Telerik by chance? I feel like I know you from somewhere, from a testing company, and I forget the name. I think it was turned into Just Test, though. Hold on. I'm curious because I feel like we used to work for the same company.
Oh, cool. Okay, so here's some other questions. What is the license of this library? This library, I think, is MIT, which is pretty cool. A lot of these licenses are based on ports. Yeah, so this is MIT, which is cool. I like MIT. What else? File a bug. SVG is XML. I couldn't agree more. Like, it's super lightweight. Doesn't take much code at all. When you're doing image generation, then you actually have to like create a PNG or like, and that brings in more stuff. Question here from Phil Snabble. What is the for? Excellent question. This for right here is the padding. So we're creating SVG and it's going to set what the padding is around it. Not required, but that's the thing. Okay. I think I'm about ready to, and then I'm going to do my standard thing, which is I'm going to delete all the extra lines. I'm going to also, here is the magic thing now. I need to render this out. And I'm rendering SVG markup, but I can't just do @ because it's going to URL encode it or whatever, or HTML encode it. So I need to use that. So this is casting the simple string to a markup string. So that's the like razor way of saying, I got a string, I don't care, just throw it on the page. So that's that. Okay, so now I'm ready to put this on our public page. And let's see how this goes. This is a little more exciting. Let's see how this works. I've got some stuff here. I want to change that to now use my QR code item. Okay, so QR code item. Okay. And then I need to change that to URL equals. And I messed this one up before. Let's see if I can fix it this time. That and that, but this is not right. I actually need to do something like $. Fix this encoding.
BigQuery?
Fix this encoding. Yeah, so I can take, we have answered the what is the for question. Okay, good. Thank you. I gotta say, man.
Yeah, that's just really nice. Because otherwise it takes forever. Like, what is this?
Yeah. So see, I'm gonna throw this code away, but this is what I was running into yesterday. When I do Control KD, which is the standard like format this document, here for it's not using my editor config for some reason. Oh, look, I got a thumbs up from
this is a good question. Can Copilot detect if comments are outdated?
I have no idea.
Holy smokes. I'm writing that down. That's a great idea.
Excellent question. All right, let me see about this. I better close. I don't know if you can see this. I'm getting coworker James Montemagno is replying to a bunch of my Teams chats and it's popping up on my screen. Okay.
Leave you alone, man.
I know, man. Okay, so let's go. So now I got, oops, we keep clicking on the same thing. So now I want to fix these old toggles.
Yes.
And make them work. So I'm going to uncomment this stuff. And I'm not going to worry about the formatting on the page because I'm going to, if we go with my version of this, we're going to just take my pull request, I think. So here I need to fix these because this markup, I don't know what you're doing here, Burke, but it's some crazy stuff.
Oh, it's probably some old Vue code, or it's just code I wrote and therefore sucks my time. Okay. Be good at the job.
Uh-oh, I've just done the thing where you undock and now this is one thing.
Oh, you done messed up now.
I gotta shut my computer off and go home. Okay, I think there's a thing where I can say reset my window layout. Okay, check this out.
Is that Copilot helping you out there?
This is built into Visual Studio. Do you want to reset? Yes, I do. Okay. I know some people move stuff to the left or right or whatever, but this is like, I kind of stay closer to this, and then it'll like mostly get back. Yeah, I got to set my focus. It says, I actually have I've got my snooze notifications. Do not disturb is on, and Teams doesn't care. It's Honey Badger don't care on that stuff.
Yeah, it does not respect your.
It's like you got to see this. Okay,
you're gonna want to know about this chat that you needed 6 months ago.
Okay, so now I need to. There's some other stuff I need to do, which is I need to say I'm going to set a visibility thing here. Private bool show QR.
Sure. It's like a toggle right between the list and the QR.
Yep. So I played with this a few different ways, and what I ended up with in here is just doing a you do at parentheses, and then I do, oh my gosh, I need to make this an at on click. There we go. It is so unhappy with me right now.
Yeah, it's just like,
it's like, what are you doing, bro?
Okay, everything.
I got to get rid of some of these weird classes.
Yeah, it's old view code.
Oh my gosh, it is just like, don't do what you're doing. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of those for now. Is it because
it's good? You just have to finish that. Like I think that like we're not reporting any of these bugs in the C#.
I know. Okay. So it's like you got to do the thing where you do, let me see. I played with the formatting on this because it's like you got to do the lambda thing. You do, yeah, okay. So I do like this. I do.
Oh, you're trying to set the value in line?
Yeah. We can change it if you want.
But so it's like open paren and then parens.
Yeah. Okay. So show QR.
Yeah, but on your you need a. So you actually need a paren around the. You need an open paren right after the quote.
I don't.
Don't you or no?
I don't think so.
Okay, let's see.
That works.
Oh, I'm wrong. I thought you.
I know, right? So this is a thing that I don't love. First of all, the formatting is just getting worse. Okay, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. I can't. This is all going to get fixed in post. But okay, so what this, you have some options here. It's very easy to say on click equals, and you give it the name of a function. But if you want to pass a value to it, then you end up having to do weird stuff. You have to use some sort of like lambda syntax. And once you do that, you might as well set it in line.
The thing is, like, this syntax is.
I mean, so we can make it,
No, it's not that. It's just that it's like, this is one of these things where it doesn't matter. But should you have a function that just says toggle, right? And then that's all it does is toggle. You don't need to pass it a value. You just need to toggle it.
Yeah, it's true. But what is the initial value? And how do you know what I mean? Because the button doesn't, when you click the button, show QR code, it doesn't matter how many times you click it. It shouldn't be toggling it on and off.
Oh, that's true. I forgot the way it was set up. So then it would just be toggle and you pass a value. But then at that point, all you're
passing the value. So yeah,
I've talked myself out of it.
Yeah.
Another thing that we could do here is, I was thinking, John, is we could change the UI so that we pop a modal with the QR code in it, so that instead of like trying to swap out these things in the UI, like we just pop open a modal So that button's just always there. It only does one thing.
Okay. Maybe I guess
That's
this
what I
is
said. Yeah, with the do it like this.
but I don't need the surrounding parentheses, is my understanding.
I thought
Let's
you
see.
did. We'll find out.
Okay, so now what I want to do is, let me see if Copilot can do this for me. Oh, when I reset all my things, it hit, okay. Show.
Because you can't, can you 3D print a QR code? It's the second part of that one that worries me.
Why not? Mail it, sure. Okay. Okay. Use the show QR value to toggle to control which of these displays. This is just laziness. Yeah, that works, right? Okay. Oops, preview. And then I do think we want to, yeah, sure, let's go. All right, so I think we're kind of ready to go for it now at this point.
All right, let's see what you got.
All right.
What's the name of that NuGet package again? Just remind me one more time.
It is QR code generator.
QR code, net code crete QR code generator.
That's it. Yeah.
That's the one.
And what's nice with this is it's just doing SVG. It does have support. You can do other stuff with like bitmap or whatever, but you need to bring in another renderer, which is fine with me because I don't need that.
Bro, it's 234.44 kilobytes.
It's not bad. No, I mean, plus it's gonna be Brotli and gzipped, and it's gonna be trimmed and all that.
Okay, but you gotta like how this is unfalsifiable. Like, how do we prove that this is
okay? Yeah, let's see.
Because if it's 234 kilobytes.
So again, that's the entire binary for the package with all the debugging and all the like symbols and all that stuff. By the time it's
compressed, trimmed, and all that, yeah. But how's it going to trim the QR code file? Like, it needs the whole thing, right?
I don't think so. No, because there's a bunch of methods in it I never used. You know, like on that. Okay. Spinning on up. Let's see. Let's go to.
That ain't going to work. You got to use the emulator.
Oh, you're right. Actually, I don't know if that's true.
Oh, don't you? Oh, because you're not using it, so it doesn't matter. Maybe not.
Yeah, you're right. I do have to use the emulator. You know, I was like yesterday, I was like, why is this always working? But I had just kept the emulator running. Show developer console. Oh man, I'm getting lazy here. Okay. It's see, I closed all my stuff. Terminal. That's what I want. Developer PowerShell.
Hey chat, do y'all use the terminal inside the editor, or do you use like a external terminal? I want to know.
Oh, that brings up a good point, Burke. I got a thing to show off. I got the latest terminal, and I installed the latest last night. I always have to install Windows updates on Thursday nights because otherwise we'll be live and I'll get like it'll be Friday morning and it's like, okay, check this out, sudo .net. You know about this?
Yeah.
So if I hit enter, you're not going to see it, but it showed me a UAC prompt and now I'm sudoed. That's a neat new thing.
That's pretty nice. Can you just right click open terminal as admin?
You can. This is for if you're already deep into a terminal session.
And you don't want to have to start all over.
Exactly. So it keeps all my context and path and all that. Yeah. So I could have done right click, run as administrator, but this is a new thing. Yeah, I do not always run it as admin. You do not. You shouldn't run as admin because then you can accidentally do things you shouldn't do. And every app you run is under admin and stuff. So
But that's my prerogative. Oh, wait a minute, though. I guess on Mac, you're in the same constraints, right? Like you're running. Well, no, Mac doesn't have a run as administrator.
Mac has sudo.
Yes, but for an application, right? Like you're not going to right-click VS Code on a Mac and say run as administrator.
Right. True. Because this goes way back to the old days where Windows didn't have run as administrator, and it assumed you're an administrator and stuff. So UAC is kind of a bolt-on.
All right. Wasn't Windows XP Service Pack 2 that implemented that security? What was that?
Well, and then there was Vista. Vista was the one that had the big UAC stuff.
That was the UAC stuff, but before that, they did something, and I want to say it was only in the internet.
Yeah, there was the mark of the web, and there was all kinds of stuff. Yeah,
I mean, security is the worst.
It's fun. Okay, so now I can go to 4280.
Yeah, don't tell me what I can and can't do.
What happened? Did I not run it right?
Sorry.
Oh, I didn't. I still didn't do it. Swa. Right.
You like the monster?
I think the monster should be SVG, honestly.
Yeah, but Bing can't do SVG, and I can't draw. So
you can trace. And they're getting better too. The tracing things. I'm all about SVG. I'm team SVG going way back. Like, I'm like I've been running Inkscape for forever and stuff. All right, here it's going, loading on up because I restarted the. When it runs using the SWA proxy, it's like taking some time.
Oh, you need to update your SWA probably. I bet you're running on like 1.
Maybe.
Or
I don't know. It's it's going. Okay, there we go.
Boom.
So, and then I played around. This is not full on black, and this color matches the background. Could make it transparent too. And then I would want to like fix the spacing and stuff. Another thing I was thinking is now that we've got QR item, could even have QR codes for individual items on the list if you wanted. Or, you know what I mean? You could make other QR codes.
Yeah. Well, if you put the QR code in a modal, that would make it a lot easier because then you could like toggle one for the whole thing, or you could toggle it just for the. But I want to know, like, what is the size of this library?
All right. Okay, let's find out. So I'm going to pop over to, I've got a pull request out there. Where did my screen go? I tried moving it and it was just like, nope, not going to do that. Okay. So we've got my pull request. Bring this on over. Let's, because I was trying to drag into that window. You can't do that.
Did you mess with the padding on those icons as well?
Not in this pull request. I don't think. I don't know. It's all the blurber. Okay. So bringing this on up. This is my pull request. This is what I did. It's the exact same thing that I just did now. If I go in here, these are my auto-generated comments.
Wow.
This is like, everyone's like, fine, you wrote the code.
Copilot summarize the PR.
I did.
No, but I mean, like, as the end user, like somebody coming in now needs Copilot to summarize.
Summarize, you're right. Okay, so how I've been checking stuff is I'll copy link. I will go to a new in private. Nope, don't do that. What the heck? Control Shift. In private, so you get no caching. I'll do inspect. I'll do so. Yeah. Okay. So then we're network. We go that, and then I'm going to do /John's links.
But that's the deploy. Oh, that's your preview. Okay.
This is my preview. So it's been AOT trimmed and all that.
Okay.
That's why I'm doing that.
Oh, that cold start.
I know. 2.4. So this is the entire site running up. And then when
Did you not see the library in there?
It's a good question. I didn't think to check that. QR code.
85.
85 gigabytes.
Okay. 85 gigabytes.
No. Yeah, 85 kilobytes. So not nothing, but I don't know. That's what I came up with. Do you want? All right, bye, Eagle.
I'm rubbing my hands together.
Okay. Should I pass it over to you? Or should we go with this?
Yeah, pass it over to. Well, hold on. Let me share my screen. I'll get this over here.
So, and then when I compared it, yeah, so I guess that's the best way to compare it. It's 85 kilobytes. I'm not sure if that includes the Brotli and all that kind of stuff too. And if that's size on disk versus network, you know what I'm saying? So,
are you? Hold on. Sorry. Hold on, John. I'm a mess. Hold on.
All right.
I'm gonna share just now. I wish you could share my screen. Hold on here.
Frank. Hey, Frank.
Frank Boucher is here. What's up?
I've been working with Frank a bunch lately. Whoops, no. Here we go. Do you know if debugger works from a dev container when Blazor has them?
Should.
I guess so. Yeah. I don't know.
Honestly, I don't know. We don't ever use it, so I don't know what that says about us.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hide this because what the heck?
Am I putting you on screen?
Yeah, you can throw me up. All right. So this is QR code JS. John, prior to Brotli compression, it is 19 kilobytes.
Yep, that's fair.
So let's do this. There isn't even a download. Like, this thing is so small. It's like you just get the raw.
You throw them in there. Yeah.
Let's see here. Give me the raw. Woo!
It's like nothing. It's funny, by the way. It's funny when you look at them. Every single one, when you look at it, is like a wrapper of a JavaScript library or a port of an old library, because QR code's been a thing for forever.
Right, and you can draw one to a canvas, no problem. It's pretty easy. Now, I don't know what this actually. I don't know if it makes SVGs, but we shall find out. It hasn't been updated in 9 years, so.
I mean, I looked at that with different libraries, and then I was like, yeah, but QR code standard hasn't been updated in 1,000 years. So
give me a second. I got to back out all this. I need to go back to main.
Then you got to click hide at the bottom, or it's going to drive me nuts. On the StreamYard prompt. Is there a tornado out there, Burke?
There's a siren.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, yeah, it is storming. So let's see here.
You got to click hide.
New branch.
Prompt. It's driving me crazy.
New branch. Oh, okay. Hold on.
All right.
Give me a new branch. Create a new branch. All right. Man, I'm so harsh. So,
yeah, Frank.
QRcode.min.js. Bam, bam, bam. Now, John, you know what I like to do now? You know what I like to do? I like to load my JavaScript like where the thing is happening.
That makes sense. I like that.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, I'm a fan.
So let's see here. Can I do it? Let's go to the public page. We want to do it on. Yeah, that's all right. So uninitialized, right? Uninitialized. Give it to me. No. Is it? No. On initial, it's on what? What's the...
Oh, on.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's see if we can get it from this.
Uninitialized.
Nope, I can't do it. What is it? Private void on initialized. Initialized. Why am I getting no help here?
Because it saw you talking trash about C#, and it's like, okay.
Got it. Fine. Hold on. I got to go back to my sortable so I can remember. Override async on after first render async. You know what? I'm just going to grab this whole.
Right.
Like, bam, bam. Wait. Expand selection doesn't work.
So I think we have I'm seeing some clear trade-offs. You've got smaller download size. I think it's going to be hard to beat, but this is not really very pretty code. I'm saying my code's actually pretty. Beautiful code.
How dare you say that to me? Actually, yeah, because I actually have to write some JavaScript now. But it's 19 kilobytes.
I know. You know what? I actually want to, if they're not doing enough compression in mine library, I want to get a pull request in to do like .NET 8, take advantage of whatever .NET 8 features too.
I mean, I'm with you. Like, this is not ideal, like, because we have to do all this stuff.
Yeah. Is there a way to like abstract that? I guess there really isn't. You need a wrapper that calls directly into methods in the.
Yeah. No. Man, this thing is like, what is wrong with my life? My
maybe reload.
Dev kit.
Reload required.
Doesn't say that. Where does it say that?
No, something else that said it.
I'll reload, but it ain't gonna help anything. He's so negative, Burke. Like, this doesn't work. Like, just underline it, please. I need your help. Does it know? Like, is it in the problems? Bam. No, I'm getting zero help from this thing. Why is this happening to me, John? Dev kit.
You weren't bringing positive energy. You got to bring more positive energy to the environment.
Chat, are y'all using the dev kit? Like, what's switched to pre-release?
Why not?
I mean, it should just to. Okay.
No install .NET SDK found on your computer.
That's a complete lie. And we know this because we do this every week. So, like, whoa,
what is happening? Yeah. So I think this is your answer here. If the language server connection screwed up, just restart VS Code.
I did restart VS Code.
You did reload. Did you actually restart?
Should have ran as admin. It's the same thing.
Gosh, I don't think it's is reload.
It's totally the same thing. Yes, because it's just electrons. So you're killing the whole thing and then pulling it back up. It's not like running a native task. Fine. You know what? Fine. Where's Tim Hewer? Tim, get on this stream, Tim.
I got to take this opportunity to show off. I'm wearing a NuGet shirt. This is my NuGet shirt from way back in the day. I don't even know where I got this. Probably Mix 06.
Okay, so at this point, I feel like some other extension is interfering with this. And I know why this is happening. I don't know why this is. So let's do this. Watch this. This is a good opportunity to learn something. So let's switch the release version, and then let's see if we have a possible collision with some extension that's causing this to happen. So let's reload. And that may have fixed it. We'll see.
Wow, there's a lot of good suggestions. Reboot your machine.
Reboot my machine. What about this? Hold on.
What?
You know this?
No, I don't know what's going on. I mean, I know about bisect.
This is extension bisect, right? So what it's going to do is, if it's an extension problem, it's going to tell me which extension is causing the problem. So y'all know how a binary search works, right? No.
I do a little bit.
What you do in a binary search is you
Yeah.
cut things in half, you cut and then you look at one half and you're like, is it in this half? Right? Is the thing I'm looking for in this half? If it isn't, then you could just throw that whole half away. And then you do the same, and then you take the other half and you cut that in half.
Yeah.
And you look and you just repeat this. And so bisect does the same thing, except with extensions. It just disables half the extensions and says, is the problem there?
Wow. That's super slick. That's
so
really cool.
we're gonna say I can reproduce because we're not getting anything. We're gonna say here that we can still reproduce.
No SDK.
Oh, I can't reproduce. I can reproduce. Bisect just ended. Where's my bisect? I start extension bisect. Extension bisect is active. Check if you can still reproduce the problem. And
132 extensions.
I can reproduce, right?
I don't know. Does it?
Yes. Extension bisect is done, but no extension has been identified. This might be a problem with code.
Comment out 50% of the code and test. Nice. Okay.
Something is very wrong. I mean, look at this.
Yeah. I mean, do you want to just reinstall the .NET? Or well,
you know, let's do this. Maybe you're right about this. Like, let's just.
Oh man.
Don't
haunted.
Do not.
I think that 19K includes a bit code, a Bitcoin miner, and malware.
Is it still not working? Yo,
yeah, it's not recognizing the path to your SDK.
Oh, I wonder if that's a setting. OmniSharp SDK path, right?
It doesn't. I mean, it doesn't use OmniSharp though. You're using the edit and settings. Yeah, that thing up above. That's not the that guy right there.
Acquisition extension or OmniSharp?
I don't know.
I didn't get the error this time. See,
Terminal.
Oh yeah, it's working. It's working. You were right. I did have to just kill it.
Okay, that's my answer to everything.
Yeah.
Woo! Okay, now you can write code. All right, I'm going to disappear only for a second so that I can turn on my heater.
Okay. Okay. JS self-reference doesn't exist on that. We don't even need it. Watch this. Also, I'm writing all these things down because chat, am I wrong or should that do this? Is this not the way of things? Like to me, this comment, this is a Razor comment. You know what I'm saying? Not a C# comment.
Wait, no. That is a you are in C# land when you're in the code block at the bottom.
That's what I'm saying.
It should only do //
I don't want these kind of comments.
No.
Okay, we need the JS interop here. I wonder if it's going to know. Will it know? Will it know? Ha! See, that's what I love about Copilot. Did you just see what just happened?
It's wrote all.
Chad, did you catch that? The thing is, like, Copilot's most powerful feature is that it just knows what you're going to need next. And because it sees down here, yeah, it sees that I don't have this imported. So if I just go to the top and hit enter, it just adds it. And then I can just go right back to where I was. Yeah. All right. So we're going to pull in the QR code.min.js. And then we actually don't need to do this because once it's in, it's in. Oh, no, we do because we need QR code item. That's what you called it, right?
I did.
I need one of those two. And this is where it's like maybe your solution is definitely like, what's the word? If theirs is just a wrapper around a QR code JavaScript library, why in goodness name is it 255 kilobytes? Why is it so big?
Well, so that's I think I'm almost certain that's your size on disk. I think it's actually smaller. I think it does other stuff.
It is on disk, but even compressed, it's 80 what?
Something.
Kilobytes?
Yeah. So I'm not sure if it's doing as aggressive like trimming as it could. I could probably look more at that.
All right. So we actually need to do something like this. Yeah, see, like we're already into territory here. So we don't need the component. We just need the ID of the thing that we want to turn into a QR code. And then let's go back to our page here and see what it says. So yeah, we're including it. And then what? var QR code. Right. And then it's just like this, or it should be at least. And then we need to pass the URL.
So Robson is asking why not an app.razor. I think you're only loading it on the pages that use it, is your point, right?
Why not in, I'm sorry, what?
Why not? You're only loading that JavaScript library on the pages that actually use it. There's a decent amount of users that never even find that QR code button.
Right. So that's the idea, right? Is that if you don't come to this page, you don't ever load this code.
Yeah, that is a nice feature.
Okay. Unless I'm missing something, I think that's, and let's do QR code EL. And then let's come here and let's do, so we actually need to do this over in our component. Let's pull this out. Component, let's go. I'm so good at Blazor now. Hire me, John.
I know. Well, you got Copilot working now too. You hit the afterburners.
Call this QR code. And then we need like a, I guess we'll just pass like a parameter down for the URL.
You're writing 84K right here. Code, all this code.
I know. I'm a 9x developer. 10x? I don't know what the, all right. Link, I'm trying to be very consistent here. Or should I just say vanity?
I mean, we do call it vanity URL everywhere. Although, yeah.
All right, and then we'll pass in this mug here. So we're calling init, passing in QR code and vanity URL. And then up here, we just need like an element. How are they doing it? This is what's going to be in our component.
You need to import JS here.
That's the markup. John. Oh, no. Run. No, inject. Runtime. There we go. Yeah. Did we get it all? Is that it? There's no way this works.
I can't even read that.
Public page.
Public string vanity URL.
What is your problem here? What is your problem? I know how to fix this, but why should I
set it to an empty string?
Yes, exactly. Getting lazy.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Oh my gosh, I'm so good at the game. I haven't fixed these toggles.
No.
So I just want to put it in there. I just want to see if it works. Where's the list at?
If you scroll down.
So ugly.
It's below those buttons.
Well, look at what is this? What is this? Watch this. How's this happening? You know what I'm doing? What am I clicking right now?
Tab?
Save.
What?
This is me clicking Command S.
What is happening?
I don't know, man. Tim, are you watching the stream? Look, and if I did, it just keeps on. Oh no, that it's better now. Okay. I just
crazy stuff happening in there.
I wonder, no, Prettier's off, but if I say like format document, getting worse, man.
I don't know.
Like, why is life so hard? And it won't. I can't.
It's
I can't,
Friday though.
man. I can't even function out here. There we go. This is a problem. I don't know why this. Now what's going on? I think the tokenization is bonkers or something.
It's one of your 132 extensions.
Listen, you can have.
I mean, I love extensions, but 132.
What? There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people have that many extensions.
Okay.
That kind of worked.
Yeah, you need to. No, it did work, but you need to get rid of the. Yeah.
Doing one at a time here.
And then there's actually a mismatched closing end. So see line 62, that actually needs to move above.
62 does?
Line 62, that closing bracket should be on the end of the button tag.
Oh, it's already got one. Oh, no. I see it. I see what happened there. That's weird.
It is weird, right? Yeah.
That's going to be super mad at me.
Get in line, right? Okay.
Hey, chat, when you delete a line, do you use like the delete line shortcut or do you just do Control X? I have people telling me just do Control X. But then I'm like, yeah, but then your clipboard history is a mess. And then they're like, what's a clipboard history?
I double click to select line and hit backspace.
So in VS Code, you can just do Command Shift K. I think it's true in Visual Studio as well. Control Shift K.
I just
keep the line.
I've got a limited buffer for.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Keyboard shortcuts. For some reason, it's like easy enough to just select delete.
Fair enough. All right. So we have a what do we need? Like this private bool.
Yeah, there it is.
Show.
This is Frank and I. High five. Show
QR code. Is that what you call it? Or was it, what do you call it?
I think show QR.
Yo, can I ask a question? Is this supposed to be lowercase or uppercase?
So you're public. What I normally do is if somebody else is going to call into it, I uppercase it. If it's only going to be used in that file, I lowercase it.
There it is. All right. Yeah. Private bool is toggle. Would you call it toggle QR code?
Yes, but you're not. Now you're going to get into that. Yeah, I did show QR.
Show QR. That's probably better. Yeah, show QR code. And then you did up here. You were like,
"This is where I."
Oh no, this is all messed up. Hold on, wait. I can. It's just going. All right.
Okay.
What's this? Oh, that's the QR code.
It actually displays it.
So it's like there's like an if QR code. Yeah, that's kind of what I want. I mean, like close and almost.
I mean, except for the part where no.
And you can move so much faster with Copilot. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay, then on this thing we've got a vanity URL, which we're going to set to vanity. I hate that. Tim. Get off the Tim. Every time this happens,
I just picture, the show ends and then Burke's on the line with Tim. Listen, Tim.
Shouting at Tim. Tim, get on your horse, man. Fix this. All right, hold on. All right. We've successfully drug the good name of.
So you don't just need vanity URL, you need the entire URL, right? You need the URL.
Yeah, we need to handle that, but we're not gonna. I am going to lose my mind. We're not gonna handle that here. We're gonna handle it on the other side. What's wrong? What are you mad about? Found a markup, unexpected QR code item. That's what it's called. Dude, it's happening again.
I mean, there it is. We're looking good now.
So where's my toggles? Yeah, here we go. Toggle. No, we don't need to do that. As John pointed out,
Yeah.
You
Show. Or yeah, set it.
but you don't get any John. There's no highlighting here. I know it works, but like where's the code highlighting? It should be like this. Oh, I know.
Chat on click.
Yeah. Bam. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It probably doesn't work in line like this, and I wish it would. I have this issue.
It's like it's a string. I don't know.
It just doesn't help you. It's like, I don't know, you're in an attribute. I'm not getting in there with you. You're on your own.
Yeah.
Does this work? What's wrong now? Am I losing my mind? Is QR code item not an item? Did I call it something else?
You sure called it QR code item.
There we go. It's caught up. It's just a little on the slow side.
And then what I did, you also need to hide the list.
Oh yeah, you did do a.
If you show the QR code,
squigglies in the wrong spot, man.
Tim,
everybody,
you know what we got to do on a
everybody
show?
Put Tim in the chat right now. Everyone,
we got to say, Tim, we're throwing a party for you. Come join us. We're having a special celebration of Tim Day.
Yes, because here's the thing, chat. We can send this to Tim and say, look, okay, the chat demands Tim can't do anything against 130 extensions. There's nothing wrong with having 130 extensions. It's still Tim's fault. Do not let Tim off this easy. Error in the wrong place.
Tim was a teammate of mine on the first team I joined at Microsoft, and he actually met with me before I worked at Microsoft. It was like Silverlight Day in San Diego for some event, and I spoke at it, and he was there.
Chat, don't ignore me. Put Tim in the chat. Put Tim in the chat. All caps, Tim in the chat. Okay, I can't. It won't. Did I switch back to, am I unstable?
You are unstable.
I'm unstable? You're unstable. Tell Tim, very buggy on Razor. Tim, thank you. Mm-hmm. Thank you. All right. What did you want to do? You wanted me to do something else. I don't remember. This isn't going to work.
I will say Razor is actually, it's pretty amazing that they can do what they do with syntax highlighting and stuff. It's, if you think about all the languages that the Razor parser has to deal with, C#, HTML, JavaScript, and then whatever inline stuff you can include in attributes. And I mean, there's a lot going on. Plus there could be, I don't know, SAS or whatever.
SAS, CSS. Tell Tim about VS also. It's very buggy on Razor. Is it? Is it true? Maybe the Apple keeps the Tim away? Could be.
Tim's a fan of the Apple. He's got he's got Apple stuff. Tim writes a library, has for a long time, a library for Alexa actions and stuff. He writes
probably something with Strava. I guarantee you it's something with Strava.
That dude, man. Do you follow it? Are you on the Strava?
No.
That guy is all over the Strava.
Every time I see him on social media, it's a comment about Strava.
Oh my gosh. So
we love him.
I follow him on Strava, and he is super athlete.
Yeah, he is. And we only talk about you because we love you so much.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
All right. We need to handle in the QR code this, we need to prefix it with the URL, which I'm not a huge fan of hard coding this like this, but we're going.
It would be nice to get it from something, but I do get it.
We could get it from we can actually pass it in. We could pass it in. Let's pass it in. No, we can
pull it from, yeah. Okay.
So we could do we could do get the current path from the URL.
You want the whole path? Oh yeah, you do, huh?
URI. What does this return actually? Gets or sets the current URI. It's always represent absolute URI in string form. But will it include the vanity?
Yes.
Okay, then we can just pass that. So
yeah.
Let's just pass URI. Okay. All right, what do you think?
Oh man, I glazed over about 15 minutes ago. That's a lot of code. It's 18K. It's a trade-off.
It's not that much code. It's a lot of code. I'm still getting some warnings from the trimming that I need to go in, and I can fix this. But the other ones I got rid of, which I felt real good about. And then let's start up the API. There's a better, we can configure this so it's not so.
Oh, I looked at that too. You can set up a task with dependencies.
Yeah.
With that, so you set up a better task for the thing that launches everything. And then you basically do a SWA start task that depends on a client and a API startup. Right?
Yeah, I'm going to put you on deck for that. I don't actually.
I played with it, and it was one of those days where my computer was not being friendly, and I gave up.
Boom, boom. All right.
Because it was a VS Code thing. And it's like, this is Burke's good at that. Okay, loading, loading, loading.
All right, now, how many errors do we have in the console? None.
That's crazy.
There we go. I knew it would be there. Cannot read properties of undefined reading underscore Android.
Sweet.
In QR code min. Wait, did I do it wrong? I didn't do it wrong.
Maybe you include too many options. Or
hold on. I think I pulled from the CDN last time. QR code JS, that's the one.
Yeah. So when I looked before, the one I'm using does not, but several JavaScript libraries or several NuGet packages were like, you read the fine print and it's just like, this is a wrapper for QR code JS. Huh.
It doesn't even say how to use it. Like, why is jQuery here? Do I need jQuery? Certainly I don't need jQuery. Did I use a different?
Oh, Robson was saying we should use Navigation Manager base URI. I think we actually want the whole URI though.
What's a good library for generating QR codes with JavaScript in the browser? I swear this was the one I used though.
Burke, have you been using the M365 Copilot stuff with like Teams and Word and Outlook and stuff?
I used it with Teams like once.
It is mind-blowing for me. It is so good. Okay, so I have been on some like Teams chats where there'll be like 50 messages from all these people, and I'll just say like, catch me up. And it'll like summarize the top discussions. It'll say who said what. I mean, it's crazy smart.
So it's recommended.
Yeah, Frank, man. So there's a new version of jQuery. It came out this week. Drop support for IE10. Some other updates. They keep moving. People bash on it, but it's like using WordPress. Some of the features in Bootstrap use it. Oh my goodness. Yeah. New Bootstrap just dropped.
I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced that it reloaded. Hold on.
Okay.
It's kind of finicky about JavaScript. This is a lot of code to accomplish what you've already accomplished, though.
It is I will grant you that mine is a larger file size. I do feel like it's more maintainable code, maybe too. Like if something goes wrong with this, it's a little harder to figure out what the hell's happening. And I do got to say, I like the SVG. I'm a huge fan. Yours is using a canvas, which is fine, but I love my SVG. Which, by the way, you can copy and paste SVG into PowerPoints now.
Why is this happening to me? Something isn't right here.
Maybe Copilot will tell you.
Well, wait, that's not JavaScript, it's console.log. I got C# on the brain. What? No.
Oh, because he clicked on.
I clicked on it. Get out of my face. All right.
Well,
so it's not. It isn't even. What is happening in my life?
Is it?
It's like it's this. It's like it's the import or something. I wonder. Like just to see here, in case this import is.
I mean, stream's almost over. If we get to the end and it's not working, I think we have to go with mine.
No, lies. Plus,
I want to show off the open. While you're doing this, can I show off some open?
Yeah.
I made some cool open graph fixes. Okay, let me switch. Open graph fixes. My open graph stuff is so bad. Okay. Discard my changes. Yes. Okay, switching on over. Let's go here. It's a crime, Burke, what I had to do to get my open graph happening. Get open graph info. So some of the things, okay, number one, I had to update my user agent and my accept headers because I found that a lot of websites, some that I tested, would like give you different HTML depending on stuff. So you really have to include a lot of request headers so it looks like a browser. That's lousy. Then I follow redirects. So I told it automatically follow redirects, which it already does. But then I actually look for double redirects. So if I get a 301 or a 302, I follow it again. And then down here, I added in support for, it looks like I have a duplicate. Oh, Meta, Twitter. Looks like I have a dupe there. I got to fix that. But we're doing OG title and Twitter title and OG site name. Here, description. And then the other thing is image. I'm following all different things. OG title, Twitter, or OG image, Twitter image, mask image, blah, blah, blah. Once I did all that, I get a lot more of them. So anyhow. I think we can add that one. All right. What'd you have to do? Now it's showing a bunch of them, but that's cool. Yours is looking a little blurry to me, Bert.
Why is there so many of them? Why is it so blurry?
Is it in a list? Is it doing a list of them?
Oh, it must be doing yeah, it is. I stuck it inside the list.
That's pretty rad, actually.
So
you want a QR code? You got QR codes.
Let's hoist this out of here. So if show QR code, then all of this else for each. That work? Bam.
All right.
And how big is it? It is small.
Well,
it is small, John. just 20.2 kilobytes, and that's not even
Plus
zipped.
Plus all the K that you had to write to loop it in.
Oh yeah. So look, all we had to do was this right here. Hold on, where'd it go? Oh no, it's a totally different component. Just this, man.
You can
I don't know, chat.
You can delete 18. I mean, here are some questions for you. Does QR code, does your JavaScript library have other features that we might want to use? And the other thing, I gotta say, I mean, maybe show it bigger, but it seems blurry. I mean, the SVG is so crispity crisp.
Yeah, what is mine generating? Mine's generating
It's a canvas. So I can't copy and paste that image.
That's a PNG. So I want to know, yeah, well, yeah, that's true. You can't copy and paste it then. So what do we have here? QR code correct level H. So documentation none.
Oh, it's 128 pixels by 128 pixels. So you're getting you're just getting pixels.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if there's an option to generate it as
it says add SVG.
Where? I missed it.
There's a line. Scroll up. There's one of the commits on the files. Index.svg.html.
With an index.svg? That looks like you're just adding an SVG to your page. How do I get to the docs?
There's no docs.
There are docs.
Just read the minified JavaScript.
I was just on the QR code JS page. Was I not?
I don't know.
There we go.
GitHub pages.
So what do we have here? Does it docs? There's zero docs, man.
Like F you. Nothing. That is my one complaint. I really do prefer the crispity, beautiful, responsive SVG over the PNG.
No, I'm with you. And so we're sort of like between two worlds here.
Mm-hmm.
We've got 20 kilobytes versus 80 kilobytes. So it's literally
at 60 kilobytes.
4 times. No, it's 80.
I know, 60 kilobytes difference.
So yeah, so it's 4 times the size.
Now, when you actually on that page, we're pulling down all those images. Every single one of those images is hundreds of kilobytes on that list. When you go to the URL,
images are loaded asynchronously. In other words, like the page still loads.
Yeah. But those are always shown every time. I mean, yeah, it's true. I'm just in terms of like the page weight, it's almost kind of negligible. I don't know. Maybe we need a vote. It does have support for SVG. Doesn't it? I think QR code JS has support for SVG and we're not seeing it.
So I think this is actually a better option if we decide to go the JavaScript route, which would be
QR code SVG.
Yeah, Node QR code here also works in the browser, and you can render it to SVG, PNG, TXT. You can even save it as a PNG image for people.
Yeah.
You can change the colors. Of course, you can do that with yours too.
Yeah, I'm seeing some other ones too. I think I'm not against the JavaScript wrapping. I think there's some goodness to. I mean, there's no point in being dogmatic about everything needs to be pure C# code. I think it's a little bit of work.
There's something to that, because whoever comes and works on this next is now jumping across, several concepts versus just here's a QR code.
Yeah.
Chat, tell us what to do. Okay, we're over time. I've got a cold cut combo from Subway with my name on it.
Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. All right.
So
okay, so maybe send up a PR for yours too, and then we can figure out which one to merge.
Well, they're saying there is. I just want to try this real quick. Use SVG. It's true. Is it that easy?
That's hilarious if so.
It still looks blurry.
It does.
That didn't. No, that's still PNG.
That's still PNG.
You're wrong. Use SV. Wait, did I not type it right? Use SVG.
JavaScript's not case sensitive, is it?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Looks the same. Still seeing a PNG.
Yeah. I mean, there's some other maybe. Okay, so for next, let's talk about where we're at. One way or another, we'll pick one. We'll announce our decision. Let us know if you've got thoughts on the comments on the video or on some sort of whatever.
Any thoughts on Tim?
And give us thoughts on Tim. And then so next week, I really think we should talk about our data migration and our go live. I think we're about ready.
Oh man.
Oh, and we've also got to figure out there's some sort of weird deal with Twitter off now.
Yeah, it's not going to work. So now it works on the old site, but it won't work on the new site because essentially, from what I can tell, the QR code.svg. All right, I'll take a look at that. From what I can tell, John, like basically Twitter just said, you're not, because the way that I'm not going to get into it. Anyway, Twitter deprecated our ability to do that with static web apps. We need to set it up as a custom off source, which means we need to upgrade our static web app to a standard plan so we can have a custom off source.
Oh, I was going to say, can't we just upgrade in place our old site?
Well, I'm talking about the old site is not a static web app though.
Okay, so there's no way to like move. What I'm thinking is, can we use the same Twitter app name, ID, whatever?
Yes, we can. We just have to upgrade to a standard plan and then set that up on static web apps. Yeah, so we're paying $10 a month for Twitter off.
Better show some ads in. Run some Bitcoin miners. All right. This is wonderful. Enjoy your sub. I think I'm in for Team Sandwich today too. I guess I'll play our out and pick a song.
See you, Chad. Have a good weekend.